first of all, we have to understand about this whole equality thing. We have to understand that, and that will help us understand this issue better. See, the problem comes because we have our own definitions and we have our own benchmarks, and we understand things through those definitions and benchmarks. God has no two people in this world are equal in terms of, they're not exactly equal. So someone will have more physical, someone will be more stronger physically, someone will have more intelligence, someone will have more emotional strength. So every person has different characteristics, every person has different strengths and weaknesses. I'm talking about those things which a person is born with, not something which a person can cultivate and can change. So things which are not under your control, things which you can't change about yourself. Now, same is about man and woman. Man and woman have been created differently, and they have been given different strengths and weaknesses. Largely, it's not something which is valid or applicable to every man and every woman, but largely men are suitable for certain things and women are suitable for certain other things. But again, what I said in the beginning, because we have our own definitions, we have our own benchmarks, we treat certain things as superior, we treat certain things as inferior. So if you are in certain jobs, if you are working in certain areas, they're supposed to be good. If you are in some other areas, you're working in some other area. If you're not working, if you are at home, then it's supposed to be not so good or inferior. So we have to understand this issue in terms of what is the reality and what is our understanding, and how far we are close or far from that reality. As I said, men and women are suitable for certain responsibility in the role. In Islam, actually, there is this division of responsibilities. So men and women have been, depending on their strengths, depending on their, the basic makeup, they are given certain responsibilities. And the whole idea is that together they are complete, because independently they are incomplete. They will be complete only when they are together as a family, as a unit. And it doesn't mean that men have to always do certain types of work and women have to always do certain types of work. They are both free to do whatever they want to do. But I think as a family, as a unit, they have to have this whole understanding and this whole a working model where things can work to make the family or unit successful. And as I said, nothing should be seen as superior or inferior. So if a woman is staying at home and taking care of the family and the children, it should not be seen as something inferior or something which is discriminatory, because as opposed to the general understanding, that part, that work is much more difficult than to go out and work and earn money. And I think a lot of cultural issues get into it and make it difficult. And sometimes the cultural issues are seen or understood as something which has come from the religion, which is not true, because a lot of things are practiced in certain cultures, and then somehow they become a part of the religion, but actually they're not part of the religion, and some of these things are completely against the teachings of the religion. And men have all somehow in different cultures, especially when it comes to the Eastern cultures, that was true in the Western cultures, but still things have changed in the Western cultures, but in the Eastern cultures, things are still the same, largely haven't changed much. And men have always been dominant in the cultures, and because of that dominance, they have used everything, including religion, to basically discriminate against women. I was talking about these definitions and benchmarks set by others, and we just blindly sometimes follow them without understanding. Just want to give one example. In America, I don't remember the exact year, but I think the tobacco companies were not doing well, and they thought how to improve the sales of cigarettes. And at that time, women didn't smoke, and it was not common for women to smoke. Actually, it was supposed to be considered bad for women to smoke at that time. And then they thought about it, and then there was a famous psychologist who came out with this idea that we can make women smoke, and we can make them feel that it is a symbol of freedom and independence. And they had all campaigns and advertisements and everything where women shown as smoking, and it was shown as if they had come out of something like a shell or something, and they were free and they had all the power. And women took it that way, and then they started smoking. But you have to understand the real purpose and reason was completely different. It was just to make money for tobacco companies, but the way it was used was something that was not really good. But the way it was conveyed, people, women accepted it, and the consequences. So you can have, throughout history, you can see this is just one example. Obviously, there are so many examples where we have been made to believe in certain things. We have been made to understand things in a different way. But there are hidden agendas and vested interests of individuals and corporations, and we just get trapped into their agendas.